In this world, video games and real life have blended together. New jobs have popped up, letting people switch roles to get stronger. There are tons of old ruins and dungeons, plus lots of weird places we don't even know about yet. And the scariest part? It's infested with monsters that can take you out before you even have time to think. People can level up by hunting monsters, getting items, and upgrading their gear. But even the scariest monsters don't compare to the mighty dragons. They're rare and mysterious, almost like gods. Over at the Dragon Kingdom's third school, the teacher was banging on the board like crazy. He was announcing the junior year's profession awakening ceremony. He told the students that this ceremony isn't just about passing exams, it's about their whole future. While a few students were preoccupied with their own tasks, others paid close attention to the teacher's words. He explained that although the outcome of profession awakening is theoretically random, it's essential for everyone to believe in themselves. The teacher emphasized that with unwavering determination, each student has the potential to unlock a formidable profession. Among the students sat a figure with long hair, concealing his eyes as he glanced down at his desk. Resting on the surface was a paper detailing the profession awakening aptitude test. A smile played on the lips of this individual, for he knew that his moment had arrived. This student was none other than Lu Fan, a traveler from a distant world known as Blue Planet, who had found himself in this realm 3 years prior. Over this time, Lu Fan had gained a deep understanding of his surroundings. Within this world, professions varied widely, roughly falling into 3 categories. At the pinnacle were the combat professionals, warriors, mages, archers, and the like. They possessed formidable skills used to explore uncharted territories, acquire valuable equipment, and reap abundant rewards. It was no wonder that combat professionals were highly sought after. The next tier consisted of reinforcing professionals like enchanters, alchemists, and the like. They possessed the ability to craft special items with potent effects. However, due to the significant expenses involved in procuring materials, they often relied on the support of a well-off family to nurture their talents. At the base of the societal structure lay the subsistence professions, encompassing roles like chefs, herbalists, miners, and more. These professions represented the future for many ordinary individuals who worked diligently to earn their livelihood. Lu Fan's Aunt Han Qi exemplified this as a hardworking chef, tirelessly supporting his education through her small steamed bun shop, despite being only 8 years his senior. With the determination to survive in this world and provide a better life for his aunt, Lu Fan resolved to awaken as a combat professional. Just as the urgency of the situation dawned with the teacher's ringing phone, news arrived that the awakening platform had been completed, signaling the imminent start of the ceremony. A wave of excitement swept through the class as they realized it was their time to shine. While everyone rushed towards the awakening platform, Lu Fan remained seated in a corner. Concerned, the teacher approached him, reassured by Lu Fan's academic prowess. However, Lu Fan's unease stemmed from a different source altogether. He had suddenly triggered a system, which congratulated him on acquiring the Super Treasure Map system, now activated. Lu found himself unable to comprehend the unfolding events, when suddenly the teacher slammed the desk, startling both Lu and causing the system to vanish. Sensing his teacher's concern, Lu reassured him and hurried towards the awakening platform. Descending the stairs, he recognized that it was time for a transmigrator to acquire a system. However, due to the teacher's interruption, he couldn't grasp the purpose of his newly acquired system. Deciding to ponder over it later, Lu prioritized the upcoming carrier ceremony as his immediate concern. As the students approached the awakening platform, their attention was immediately drawn to the crystal at its center, a key element in the ceremony. Despite their nerves, the teacher urged them to maintain silence. Amidst the bustling crowd, Lu Fan overheard a conversation. One voice expressed the desire for a hidden combat profession, envisioning power and admiration. However, another friend dismissed the notion, reminding him of the rarity of such professions in the school. Instead, they found contentment in the prospect of a modest livelihood, simply hoping for a subsistence profession through ancestral prayers. The Grandmaster took his place on the podium, signaling the commencement of the awakening ceremony. He gestured towards a priest tasked with hosting that year's proceedings. The students found themselves in awe of the commanding presence of the priest, aspiring to attain such authority themselves. Lu Fan, similarly, was taken aback by the formidable aura of the martial expert, recognizing it as truly unparalleled. Unexpectedly, the system interface appeared, informing Lu Fan of his newly acquired skill, the Eye of Appraisal. Upon selecting the icon displaying the priest, Lu Fan learned that the priest was a level 29 professional proficient in awakening, with a fortune of 5 million dragon coins. The revelation of the priest's wealth deeply unsettled Lu Fan. However, the headmaster's abrupt interruption silenced the students, signaling the commencement of the awakening ceremony. Instructing the students to approach the stage when called, the headmaster proceeded to announce the names. Meanwhile, Lu Fan pondered how even if his aunt sold buns for a lifetime, she couldn't amass such wealth. As the headmaster commenced the roll call, Zhang Tao, the standout student in their cohort, was the first to be named. Lu Fan pondered whether Tao's impressive attributes would lead to him awakening as a martial professional. Despite the unpredictability of the awakening process, there was a prevailing belief that individuals with superior attributes stood a better chance of awakening as martial professionals. The admiration of the girls for Tao was unmistakable as they openly expressed their affection for him. As Tao ascended the stage, the priest began casting spells, and a luminous orb emitted a fiery blaze, indicating Tao's awakening as a pyromancer. The students were astonished by this revelation, realizing they had a talented pyromancer among them. Envy brewed among them, recognizing Tao's promising future. With a smirk, Tao conjured a fireball, further captivating the attention of the girls who clamored for his affections and urged him for a date. Witnessing this, Lu Fan grasped that awakening as a martial professional could liberate him from his current struggles. The headmaster, irritated by the commotion, demanded silence from the students and swiftly called the next student to the stage. As the ceremony progressed, students awakened various professions, including herbalists and miners. Lu observed firsthand that martial professions were a minority, with most students destined for subsistence professions. Awakening as a martial professional opened doors to boundless opportunities for the students' futures, while many awakened as subsistence professionals, which often led to ordinary lives. A fellow student enlightened Lu Fan that even awakening as a subsistence professional was considered favorable. They cited the example of Ling from Section 3, whose family faced financial hardships, and awakening as a reinforcing professional would require substantial investment. For her, awakening as a subsistence professional would have provided valuable specialized skills. As Lu Fan looked at the girl, he became nervous because his family was also struggling, and if he ended up with a reinforcing profession, he is done for. But as Lu Fan turned around, he saw that the headmaster was calling his name, asking him to get to the platform fast. As Lu Fan walked towards the pedestal, all the girls were noticing his looks, thinking that our boy was indeed handsome. They wondered about what profession he will awaken as. Lu approached the crystal with a sense of calm, recognizing that feeling nervous at this juncture was futile. As he made contact with the crystal, the priest resumed his incantations. Suddenly, Lu Fan was overcome by a vision of a red dragon fixating its burning yellow gaze upon him. Meanwhile, the students were stunned as the ground beneath them began to tremble, leaving them bewildered. Amidst the golden glow emanating from the awakening crystal, enveloping Lu from all sides, the students witnessed the manifestation of a dragon emerging from the light. Both students and teachers were astounded, knowing that such a phenomenon only occurred when a hidden profession was revealed. They could hardly believe that Lu Fan had awakened a hidden profession, prompting a female teacher to congratulate Teacher Li on his section, producing the first hidden professional in their school. Even the teacher understood the potential significance of Lu awakening as the strongest hidden professional, such as a dragon blood warrior or David Invoke Mage, realizing he could become a formidable figure in the Dragon Kingdom and leave his mark in history. On the screens, a majestic red dragon engulfed in fierce flames appeared, while Teacher Li informed the lady that it had been a decade since someone had awakened as a dragon blood warrior, eventually rising to become a top-tier expert in the Dragon Kingdom. The teacher's anticipation grew as he considered the possibility of Lu Fan awakening as a dragon blood warrior. Meanwhile, the dragon fixed its gaze upon Lu Fan and emitted a deafening roar, causing the students to instinctively shield themselves from harm. As the dragon vanished into thin air, the headmaster hurried over to Lu Fan, eager to know if he had indeed awakened as a dragon blood warrior or a David Enoch mage. However, to everyone's astonishment, Lu Fan sighed and revealed that he had become a dragon tamer. The revelation shocked everyone present, leaving the headmaster bewildered at how such a grand spectacle could culminate in the seemingly underwhelming profession of a dragon tamer. In frustration, the headmaster and other students expressed their disbelief, condemning the dragon tamer as the most insignificant profession in history. Following the conclusion of the awakening ceremony, Lu Fan strolled through the ancient streets of Jianghai City, accompanied by his system interface. Now a level 10 dragon tamer with a skill focused on managing dragons and dragon-like creatures, he glanced at his meager net worth of just 239. Memories flooded back to him, recalling the disbelief of his peers and teacher at his unexpected profession. Many deemed Lu Fan destined for mediocrity, unable to fathom how humans could tame such formidable creatures as dragons. Despite awakening a hidden profession, Lu Fan found himself with the weakest practical application. Confused students questioned why the dragon tamer profession was considered the weakest among the three major hidden professions, alongside the dragon blood warrior and the Dolanak mage. Another student explained that locating dragons was rare, and even if found, taming them proved nearly impossible due to their inherently dangerous nature. The headmaster was also disappointed and patted Lu Fan on the shoulders, telling him that it was all right, and even when it was the weakest, a dragon tamer was still a hidden profession with boundless potential. The headmaster guessed that maybe Lu Fan would be able to tame some sub-dragon species and become stronger. It dawned on Lu Fan that without a dragon companion, the potential of a dragon tamer remained constrained. Sub-dragon species, while formidable, paled in comparison to true dragons. Throughout the 800-year history of the Dragon Kingdom, dragons had indeed appeared, yet a dragon tamer who successfully tamed them remained non-existent. Humans, no matter their prowess, were mere ants in the face of a dragon's fiery might. Lu recognized that aspiring to tame a colossal dragon was nothing short of an unrealistic fantasy. Glancing at his system interface, he noted his skills remained locked as he had yet to tame a dragon. Disappointment weighed heavily on him, especially considering his aunt's unwavering support for his education, yet he couldn't provide her with a better life. Lost in thought, Lu Fan found himself standing in front of his house without realizing it. Mustering a forced smile, he entered, greeted by his Aunt Han Kei, embracing Lu Fan warmly, expressing her joy at his return. Curious about his day, she eagerly awaited news of the profession he had awakened, expecting it to be the most remarkable day of his life. Lu Fan couldn't help but feel disappointed in himself. However, upon hearing his aunt's reassurance that it was all right if he hadn't awakened a combat profession, as she couldn't bear the thought of him risking his life in battle every day, he interjected, proudly proclaiming that he had indeed awakened as a combat professional, a dragon tamer. Yet, he lamented that without taming dragons, his newfound profession remained inert. Upon hearing his aunt's words, Lu's heart swelled with happiness. She reassured him that being a dragon tamer, even without a dragon, still showcased his strength. Rising from her seat, she embraced Lu once more, promising to support him in his future endeavors, even if he chose not to pursue college. She suggested he could join her in running the steamed bun shop if he preferred. Grateful for her understanding, Lu gazed at his aunt with tears in his eyes, but she urged him not to dwell on it too much as dinner was growing cold. Surveying the feast she had prepared, Lu knew he couldn't possibly finish it all alone. After the meal, he collapsed onto his bed, reflecting on his aunt's years of toil in a modest livelihood profession, filled with cuts and bruises. He lamented his inability to improve her life. Desperate for a way to change their circumstances, Lu pounded his fists on the bed, recognizing that a dragon would truly elevate his status as a dragon tamer, a hidden profession. Yet, he was clueless about where to find one. Suddenly, a notification appeared, announcing Lu's acquisition of a treasure map on his first day. Shocked, he realized it was a divine-level treasure map. Recalling the name of his system, Super Treasure Map, Lu realized he had yet to explore its full potential, even during the awakening ceremony. Upon selecting the treasure map icon, the system elucidated that treasure maps fell into 4 categories: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and divine levels. Moreover, it revealed the capability to merge 3 identical low-level maps into a higher-level one. A notification informed Lu Fan of his daily receipt of a randomly graded and located map, ensuring that reaching the designated location would unveil treasures relevant to his profession. A realization struck Lu as he absorbed this information. The prospect of profession-specific treasures meant that, with the aid of his system, he could potentially attain a dragon companion. Recognizing this as his chance to bridge the gap between the weakest and strongest, the divine-level treasure map emerged as Lu's last hope. Determined, Lu clicked on the divine treasure map, resolved to follow wherever it led. A regional map revealed Mount Shibasen as the destination. Aware of its proximity to Zhanghai City, Lu aimed to catch the final suburban bus, arriving at the basin by dawn. As dawn broke, Lu's aunt roused from her slumber, stretching as she slipped into her nightdress. Casting light into the room, she noticed a note on the dining table, glancing toward Lu's room only to find it vacant. Meanwhile, amidst towering mountains, a bus journeyed onward. Absorbing the contents of the letter, Lu's aunt grasped the significance of his venture to Mount Shibasen, recognizing it as a pivotal moment in his journey as a dragon tamer. Lu reassured her of his safe return, urging her not to fret. Upon arrival at the train station, Lu Fan disembarked from the bus, unaware of the suspicious figures tailing him. Regardless, Lu Fan remained resolute in his determination to carve out a promising future. Surveying the desolate outskirts of Mount Shibasen, he was suddenly jolted as someone collided with his travel backpack. Whirling around, Lu encountered a burly man accompanied by a wary young girl. Instinctively, Lu reached for his weapon, but before he could react, a hand gripped his shoulder. Turning, he faced an elderly man sporting an eye patch over his right eye. Recoiling, Lu declined their offer to travel together, sensing their nefarious intentions. Recognizing them as potential dungeon robbers, he braced himself for confrontation. The girl brandished a knife, coaxing Lu to reconsider, while the eye patch man warned of the perils of venturing alone in the wilderness at night. Assessing the situation, Lu realized the group's history of theft and deception. Despite their attempts to coerce him, Lu stood firm, knowing his vulnerability had made him a target. With resolve, he declined their assistance, aware of the dangers that lurked in the wilderness, yet undeterred by their warnings. Even Lu Fan, acknowledging his lack of current skills, recognized the imperative of avoiding conflict at all costs. With this in mind, he deceived the group, fabricating himself as a summoner who required no companionship, asserting that he could summon elemental creatures to mitigate any perilous situations. The group was taken aback by this revelation, with the eye patch man conceding that if Lu Fan truly possessed such abilities, their concerns for his safety were unwarranted. With that, he beckoned the others to join him. As the girl approached Lu, she whispered her hopes for a future encounter, complimenting him as a handsome young man. With a farewell kiss blown his way, Lu's anxiety spiked, realizing that despite the dangers of the wilderness, it offered a safer refuge than the threat posed by dungeon robbers. It was a lesson learned that day. A life devoid of strength was but a fleeting shadow, easily swept away by the whims of fate. He looked at the map onto his system and decided to set off quickly. As he walked into the wild, he looked at a group of powerhorn horses. They were horate creatures of level 8 with immense strength who are grazing onto an open field. Lu Fan knew that even when the powerhorn horse don't actively attack humans, if somehow they will get disturbed, Lu Fan would not be a match for them. He decided to not disturb the powerhorn horses and to take a detour instead. Even when Lu Fan was taking a longer route for safety reasons, he was not feeling safe at all because he had encountered a group of giant horn antelopes. He was walking slowly and cautiously, but as he did not look below his feet, he mistakenly put his leg onto a frog who croaked in pain with all its might. Hearing that, all the antelopes were suddenly looking at Lu Fan as they screamed in anger for getting disturbed. Lu Fan was eventually getting chased by the giant horn antelopes as he ran and ran in the hopes of getting away from them. He noticed a plain ground on the side of him. He immediately jumped to his sides, crashing down onto the ground, somehow able to save himself. As he looked at the frog he put his leg on, he saw that the creature was the prey of the running stampede of the antelopes. He was disappointed as he thought that he cannot even handle a timid giant horn antelope in his current state. Lu knew that if he missed the opportunity he caught that day, his fate will be like of that same frog. Suddenly, a notification popped up, telling Lu Fan that he has arrived at the designated treasure map location. As Lu Fan looked ahead, there were two giant rocks, and a faint red glow was coming out from the other side of them. He understood that the rocks were indeed the indication of the location provided by the treasure map. As he walked into a cave formation of the rocks, he looked at a pitch-black egg which was huge in size. He knew that this treasure can change the fate of the Dragon Tamer because it was none other than a dragon egg which was cracking slowly. The system popped up, telling Lu Fan that it was a black dragon egg with an unidentified level. As he heard the cracking sound, Lu Fan understood that the dragon was about to be born. Suddenly, Lu Fan heard some noise coming from the long grass behind him. He immediately took his cleaver out onto his hands, knowing that everything has gone smoothly along the way, but he cannot escape the nose of a wild beast. He immediately turned around and slashed the beast, who was none other than a bloodthirsty gray fox. The creature was able to stop Lu's attack by grabbing his cleaver onto its giant canines. The creature howled and attacked Lu Fan with all his might, but somehow Lu Fan was able to deflect and throw him onto the ground. Lu Fan took some deep breaths, recovering his stamina. As he looked onto the appraisal window, he saw that the bloodthirsty gray fox had got a triple claw strike and bloodthirst recovery. The creature can use a triple hit combo to make the target bleed and recover its health through bloodthirst recovery. Lu glanced back at the imminent hatching of the dragon egg, aware of his limited time and abilities to handle the situation. Contemplating a strategy, he considered stalling the fox until the dragon emerged, relying on his dragon taming skills. However, before he could enact his plan, the fox lunged at him mid-air, forcing Lu to instinctively defend himself. Realizing the futility of waiting for the dragon, Lu suffered an injury as he blocked the fox's attack with his hand, determined to prevent the creature from activating its bloodthirsty recovery. As the fox prepared for a triple claw strike, Lu intercepted each blow with his cleaver, narrowly evading the final strike. Seizing the opportunity, Lu delivered a decisive blow to the fox's head, ending the encounter with a splatter of blood and earning 120 experience points. Exhausted yet relieved, Lu's calm was short-lived as three shadows emerged, revealing themselves to be the group of robbers, impressed by Lu's prowess in vanquishing the beast. Once again, Lu Fan adopted a defensive stance, firmly reiterating his refusal to join the group, which had been made clear previously. Despite his assertion, the girl's laughter betrayed her awareness of Lu Fan's deception, indicating that his ruse had not gone unnoticed. The Eyepatch Man's reminder of Lu Fan's claim to be a summoner, juxtaposed with his lack of summoning skills during the encounter with the monster, left Lu Fan feeling exposed and vulnerable to the group's scrutiny. Realizing his predicament, Lu Fan attempted to divert attention by kicking the lifeless fox monster toward the group, offering its fur as a peace offering in exchange for ceasing their pursuit of Lu. However, the Eyepatch Man's laughter at the situation underscored Lu Fan's amusement, acknowledging his intriguing nature amidst the unfolding events. He picked up the fox fur, telling Lu Fan that this was only worth 80 dragon coins, but they did not come here for just that small amount. They were actually after the divine treasure too. Lu Fan immediately understood that the group had seen him looking for the dragon egg, but as he looked around, the muscular man and the woman were already running towards him with an intention to harm him. The muscular guy punched Lu Fan with all his might, and he was slammed down with his cleaver thrown into the air. Lu Fan crashed intensely a few meters away from the robbers, but as he opened his eyes he saw that the lady was laying down on him with her knife on Lu's throat. She told him to not move or he will get scratched by her knife. The Eyepatch Man told Lu Fan that he underestimated the dungeon robber's sense of smell for treasures. The burly man dashed toward the dragon egg, beckoning the others to witness his discovery. As Lu Fan watched his plan unravel before him, the Eyepatch Man's delight at finding treasure turned sinister as he commanded the girl to swiftly eliminate Lu Fan. Meanwhile, the man eagerly approached the egg, while the girl, despite acknowledging Lu Fan's attractiveness, grimly declared that their encounter must come to an end. Refusing to surrender hope, Lu Fan observed the imminent hatching of the dragon egg, realizing he could not allow the robbers to abscond with the dragon. In a sudden twist of fate, the hatching was complete, and something emerged from the egg, leaving the group stunned. As they glanced upward, a colossal dragon silhouette emerged, its origins shrouded in mystery. Uncertain of the creature's nature, the dragon descended upon the robbers, prompting the Eyepatch Man to defend himself with a hastily thrown bottle of potion. Despite his efforts, the dragon skillfully evaded the attack, pressing on with its ferocious assault. The muscular man, undeterred, prepared to confront the dragon with clenched fists. However, before he could strike, the creature unleashed a devastating onslaught of flames, swiftly overpowering him. The eye-patch man recoiled in horror at the sight of his companion's lifeless body, realizing his own impending demise as the dragon fixed its gaze upon him. Desperately seeking help, the man with the eye patch stumbled upon the girl, paralyzed with terror in the presence of a menacing creature. As she hesitated, she lowered the knife that moments ago threatened Lu's safety, granting him a brief respite from impending peril. Relieved yet cautious, Lu shifted his focus to the formidable dragon, preparing for whatever may unfold next. Little did he anticipate the sheer power of even a freshly hatched dragon. It became evident to him why these enigmatic creatures couldn't be easily tamed. Upon hearing Lu Fan mention the dragon, the girl's fearful gaze confirmed her realization that the creature was none other than a legendary dragon of lore. As she turned, she beheld the beast that had devoured both her companions in one swift motion, now regarding her with confusion. Swiftly, she withdrew her knife from Lu Fan's grasp and positioned it defensively before her, ready to fend off the impending threat. But she did not realize that Lu Fan was now free. He forcefully pushed the robber aside, rebuking her for her lack of discernment in attempting to steal the dragon, rightfully his. With a vehement outcry, he chastised her for her audacity. Lu Fan dashed toward the dragon, shouting, "Dragon taming technique!" as a yellow light began to radiate from his hands, bewildering even the creature itself. Amidst the commotion, the girl tremulously questioned Lu Fan's identity. With a smirk, he acknowledged her curiosity, revealing himself not merely as a summoner, but as a dragon tamer. A notification appeared, confirming Lu's successful taming of the enigmatic black dragon. Endowed with abilities like Dragon Claw, Dragon Fang Strike, and Dragon's Inspiration. As the dragon lunged toward the girl, she pleaded for forgiveness, expressing her ignorance regarding the true nature of the treasure she sought. All she had perceived was a crimson and ebony outline of Lu Fan and his newfound companion. Lu Fan's anger surged at the girl's deceitful actions, manipulating the innocence of others for her own gain. He informed the girl that her fate lay in joining her comrades in the afterlife. Commanding the dragon to dispatch her once and for all, Lu Fan eventually found himself seated on a cliffside, tending to his injured hand sustained from the encounter with the fox monster, while the dragon rummaged through its new master's bag in search of something. Suddenly, Lu Fan lifted the dragon, incredulous that he had bridged the chasm between the weakest and strongest of races. Cradling the dragon in his palm like a cherished possession, he remarked on its exuberance. He marveled at the dragon's innate power, realizing that its strength would only increase as it leveled up. Lu Fan embraced his newfound companion tightly, declaring that the title of Dragon Tamer would no longer be associated with weakness. Yet, a pressing question lingered in Lu's mind. What name should he bestow upon his newly tamed dragon? He pondered over monikers like Little Coalball and Black Diamond, but found them lacking. Then, Lu Fan noticed the dragon licking at his wounds. As the creature drank its master's blood, a crimson aura began to radiate from its form. With a graceful unfurling of wings, the dragon underwent a stunning transformation, morphing into a magnificent girl who now stood before her master. The once black dragon had assumed a human guise, adorned with a long tail and elegant wings. Lu Fan was astonished by this revelation, realizing that the dragon possessed the ability to shapeshift into a human form. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and you can also join the channel to support me directly. The dragon, lacking comprehension of human speech, merely nodded in agreement with Lan's words. Despite her mature appearance, the dragon lady exhibited childlike behavior, darting around while Lu Fan explored his newly acquired abilities. Among these skills was dragon taming, enabling the player to subdue dragon-like creatures, Dragon Claw, which metamorphosed the player's limb into a draconic appendage with strength proportional to the current dragon companion, and Dragon Fang Strike, harnessing dragon energy for a devastating attack. Additionally, Dragon Inspiration elevated both user and dragon attributes and attack potency by 30%. This revealed the Black Dragon's legendary status, confirming Lan's suspicions. Upon successfully taming the dragon, Lan unlocked these skills. Notably, Dragon Inspiration's potency exceeded that of a priestess's buff, while Dragon Fang's strike boasted formidable damage. Furthermore, the transformative power of Dragon Claw augmented the player's offensive capabilities. Astonishingly, the Black Dragon hatchling possessed attributes 5 to 6 times superior to an average individual's. Lu Fan quickly realized that, even without personal intervention, he could effortlessly outmatch other combat professionals of similar caliber. Lan accessed the Black Dragon's profile, revealing impressive stats: strength at 342, agility at 267, spirit at 359, and endurance at 373, marking her as a legendary creature. Her arsenal included potent attacks like the devastating Jaw Assault, charging forward to inflict continuous bleeding damage, and Lava Flame, spewing flames for damage while providing self-healing. With her Black Dragon heritage, she boasted a 50% damage reduction, immunity to debuffs, and a 500% self-recovery boost. Additionally, her Blood Pact-enabled skill, Bloodline Connection, granted a 10% attribute bonus to the Dragon Tamer. Lu Fan was astounded by the immense power contained within the young dragon hatchling. Even at level 1, it possessed formidable skills and nearly 400 attribute points. With such strength, even a human expert 20 levels above Lu Fan would find it futile to challenge him, rendering ordinary humans inconsequential. Furthermore, the Bloodline Connection directly doubled all of Lan's attributes. He understood that this bloodline connection was the reason he felt significantly stronger after successfully taming the legendary Black Dragon. Lan was now overjoyed, a smile spreading across his face, as he realized that this was indeed the expected power of one of the 3 strongest hidden professions. No matter how formidable a hidden profession may be, it had no chance of prevailing against the dragon race. Without a doubt, the Dragon Tamer was undeniably the strongest hidden profession, not the weakest. At that moment, he noticed the dragon lady eating the eggshells from which she had hatched. Lan deduced that although the hatchling could transform into a human, she still behaved like a newborn dragon. However, one question remained: what should Lan name the dragon? Suddenly, an idea struck him, and he remembered that a little black dragon born during the night before dawn should be named Xiao Yi. Even the dragon seemed delighted upon hearing the name and smiled cutely. Lan understood that the dragon liked her new name. He was content, for even though treasure hunting was perilous, it had all been worth it. Lan patted Xiao Yi's head and inquired if she was hungry. The dragon lady nodded with an adorable smile as she finished the remaining eggshells. Lan informed her that it was time to hunt some monsters to satiate her appetite, as they couldn't return home on an empty stomach. He stood up smiling while contemplating that the trial determining his eligibility for university admission was approaching, and many students must be honing their qualifications by seeking opportunities outside the prestigious southern provinces. The Top Scholar Award and qualification for the highest educational institution in the Dragon Kingdom, which Lan aspired to attend, were now within his reach. However, he knew that even after this occurrence, he couldn't take the entrance lightly, and leveling up and mastering skills should be his and Xiao Yi's top priority. Lan started running with a smile, and Xiao Yi followed him, her face beaming with delight. Lan told Xiao Yi they were heading deep into the Mount Shi Basin, where monsters tastier than eggshells awaited the dragon. As they advanced, Lan and Xiao Yi suddenly heard noises and saw a group of creatures charging towards them at insane speeds. Lan immediately accessed the system, which identified them as plains hyenas with the rending bite attack, inflicting continuous bleeding damage, and putrid aura, debuffing the target with a disease. Once killed, they would drop canine teeth worth 95 dragon coins. Lan knew these bastards were more dangerous and tougher than the bloodthirsty gray fox. Even after defeating the wild level 10 bloodthirsty gray fox, he had suffered numerous injuries. Remembering this, Lan hesitated to attack, but the dragon lady was already airborne with a devilish smile, eager for more food. Even Lan understood she wanted to take the lead. His eyes glittered with confidence, as he thought the Mount Shi Basin posed no danger to the strongest dragon Tame and his dragon. Both Lan and Xiao Yi smiled, advancing towards the plains hyenas, ready to send them into the dragon's stomach as her meal. The dragon soared high, and as the hyenas roared, she inhaled deeply, her stomach glowing with a flame aura. Finally, she attacked the hyenas with her lava flame, and as the creatures burned, Lan and the black dragon earned experience points, as Xiaoyi continued using her lava flame attack. Lan vigilantly monitored the system, witnessing their level increases. Luan had finally reached level 11, and the black dragon was now level 3. He smiled, ordering Xiaoyi not to waste time on small fries. Both looked towards a den inside the mountain, and Lan told Xiaoyi a big guy had been waiting for them for a long time. 3 piercing sets of eyes glared at Lan and her dragon, and finally, the creature emerged from hiding. It had 3 heads, clearly showing the monster's killing intent. It was none other than the 3-headed blood lion, a level 25 lion-like creature with multiple attacks. It possessed inning roar, increasing defense and attack, trample, dealing significant damage within range, and triple flame, inflicting 3 instances of fire area damage. Upon defeat, the creature would award 23,790 experience points to the player and drop materials like Bloodlion's tooth and Bloodlion's skin. Lan knew that for a level 25 elite boss, a strong team of monster hunters would typically be required just to approach. But he was a dragon tamer now, and could handle anything. He ordered Xiaoyi to engage the 3-headed lion in battle. As Luan and Xiaoyi advanced, the lion used roar, increasing its defense and attack power for a certain period. Then it started charging a heavy triple flame attack. Luan understood the necessity of allowing time for his attack to charge. As he dashed forward, he instructed Z to collaborate with him in disrupting the lion's skill. Flames enveloped Z's body as Luan gripped his cleaver firmly. Together, they lunged towards the 3-headed lion, witnessing the dragon revert to its original form during the mighty jaw assault. The black dragon swiftly closed the distance, sinking its fangs into the creature's face and restraining the other heads with its razor-sharp claws. Upon receiving confirmation from the system that the triple flame attack had been successfully halted, Lan commended his dragon for its excellent performance. With a swift motion, he unleashed the Dragon Fang strike, harnessing the dragon aura to deliver a devastating blow with his weapon. As the creature fell lifeless to the ground, Lan and his dragon retreated to their initial positions. The dragon resumed its human form, leaving Lan astonished by the rapid leveling up facilitated by the assistance of elite monsters. Luan had reached level 14, while his dragon companion had attained level 9. Suddenly, a system notification alerted Lan to the activation of the treasure map system, signaling the arrival of a new treasure map for the day. A subtle smile graced Lan's lips as he pondered the potential exclusive items for dragon tamers that this treasure might unveil. Promptly, he instructed Z to accompany him on the treasure hunt, to which the dragon lady eagerly agreed, wearing a smile that mirrored her master's enthusiasm. Meanwhile, deep within the Mount Shi basin, a trio stood contemplating their next move. The blue-haired girl questioned her uncle's decision to let such a rare opportunity slip away, but he explained their predicament. Sun Ji, the warrior uncle, revealed that activating the fortuitous realm required a minimum of 5 individuals, a number they currently lacked. He proposed sending Miss Kai back to Zhanghai City to recruit more help. However, Miss Kai, a rogue, interjected, expressing doubts about the feasibility of the plan due to the time constraints involved in her journey. Identified as Qin Qiu, the blue-haired girl's profession remained undisclosed as she highlighted the allure of fortuitous realms with their heightened rewards compared to regular dungeons. Despite this, she pointed out the challenge of their fleeting existence, lasting only 24 hours, rendering the uncle's plan unfeasible before the dungeon's closure. Sun Ge reassured Qin that she need not fret over gains and losses like those in the secret realms, as her strength alone could secure her admission to the top 10 universities, which would grant her access to secret realms. Despite this assurance, Qin remained despondent, lamenting their proximity to the secret realm, with one member short. Suddenly, Sun Ge and the rogue girl heard a noise and swiftly turned, poised for attack. To their surprise, they encountered Lu Fan, who assured them he meant no harm and was merely passing through the mountain. The uncle, taken aback by the presence of such a young boy in the Mount Shi basin, advised him against material hunting and urged him to leave. However, Qin intervened, introducing herself as Qin Shu from the Qin family in Zhanghai City. Though aware of the abruptness, she invited Lu Fan to temporarily join their group. She tempted him with the promise of a 100,000 dragon coin reward for simply accompanying them into the secret realm of chance, assuring him that he wouldn't need to do anything else. Upon hearing about the prize, Lu Fan halted in his tracks, contemplating the offer. Recognizing the significance of the Qin family's pursuit of the secret realm of chance, given their status as the wealthiest family in Jianghai City, Lu Fan inferred that the final reward must be exceedingly rare. Meanwhile, the girl continued persuading Lu Fan, assuring him that his role would be minimal, requiring only his presence to help meet the secret realm's requirements, and in return, he would receive his 100,000 dragon coins. As the scene shifted, the group, previously consisting of 3 members, had now recruited a paladin, but remained 1 member short. The uncle led the way towards a large purplish portal leading to the secret realm, urging Lu Fan to follow quickly if he desired the reward. Emphasizing the rarity of the opportunity, the uncle stressed that such chances were not encountered casually. Lu Fan responded with a smile, expressing his disinterest in wealth but willingness to assist if the group cooperated and adhered to fair distribution rules. The uncle and the 2 ladies were taken aback by the maturity of his words. The rogue lady swiftly grasped Lu Fan's implication. He intended to distribute rewards within the secret realm, based on individual strengths. Confirming her understanding, Lu Fan reiterated his stanza, further solidifying his position. Upon hearing the proposal, she pondered deeply. Reflecting on the group's average level, which hovered around 20, and observing Lu Fan's seemingly inferior strength compared to the rest, Qin couldn't help but wonder about his unwavering confidence. She questioned whether his demeanor stemmed from genuine skill or mere arrogance. Nevertheless, with the group in dire need of another member to access the secret realm of chance, Qin extended her hand to Lu Fan, suggesting a cooperative team formation since he expressed willingness to collaborate. She reassured him that the previously promised 100,000 dragon coins remained his, emphasizing the group's sincerity. With a smile, Lu Fan accepted the deal, shaking Qin's hand. As the agreement was sealed, Qin felt a surge of happiness and excitement, urging everyone to hasten their departure. However, Lu Fan harbored reservations. Concerned that revealing his legendary dragon, Z, to strangers in the wilderness could spell trouble, he resolved to summon the Dragon Lady only after obtaining the reward from the secret realm of chance. Despite feeling remorseful for his dragon's exclusion, he believed it to be the prudent choice. With that decision made, Lu Fan followed the group through the portal and into the secret realm of chance. Upon stepping into the secret realm, he was greeted by a bleak and desolate landscape, characterized by lifeless trees and a dense, purple-hued fog enveloping the surroundings. A system notification promptly informed Lu Fan that he had entered the secret realm of chance, specifically the Morning Village, a level 20 realm with significant difficulty. It imposed a requirement that only groups of at least 5 individuals could enter. Taking in the eerie atmosphere, Qin remarked on the village's unsettling quietness, where their voices echoed in solitude. The assassin among them analyzed the heavy air and the absence of life within the fog. Meanwhile, Sun Ge expressed concern for Lu Fan's safety, noting his lack of equipment. However, the uncle was not prepared for what happened next. With a smile, Lu Fan raised his hand, summoning a fiery aura that surrounded him. Suddenly, a large black machete with dragon scales materialized in his grasp. A system notification revealed it to be an epic-quality weapon, usable without any level requirement. Reserved for dragon tamers and dragon blood warriors, the weapon boasted the ability to bestow the dragon blood armor upon its wielder, partially transforming them into a dragon and enhancing their strength by 65 and stamina by 30. Lu Fan expressed gratitude towards the sophisticated treasure map that had unexpectedly activated following the defeat of the 3-headed bloodlion, granting him the chance to exchange his novice machete for this legendary weapon. The sudden unveiling of his remarkable armament left everyone astounded. Sun Ge inquired whether Lu Fan was a recent transfer student rather than a mere material hunter, given the extraordinary nature of his weapon. Meanwhile, the assassin lady grew increasingly irate and questioned why the uncle was so concerned about a stranger. Her mind was resolute. Should Lu Fan harbor any nefarious intentions, she was confident in her ability to swiftly neutralize him. Suddenly, Sun Ge was taken aback as a hand emerged abruptly from the ground, startling him. These were none other than the corrupt zombies, level 15 adversaries that yielded 620 experience points upon defeat, along with a corruption poison sac and 256 dragon coins. Possessing perilous abilities such as the entangling hug and bite attacks, along with the insidious corpse poison that afflicted each strike, causing continuous loss of life points, they posed a significant threat. Even those who perished under the effects of the corpse poison would rise as corrupt zombies themselves. Kin cautioned the uncle to be wary as a swarm of corrupt zombies emerged from the ground beneath them, poised to attack and infect the group with their deadly corpse poison. Swiftly, the paladin stepped forward, brandishing his shield to intercept the onslaught of each and every corrupt zombie. A status window materialized, revealing him to be Gia, a level 20 knight skilled in combat. As the uncle retreated to stand beside the assassin lady, he commended Gia for his prompt assistance and counterattack. The uncle himself boasted a combat profession, being a level 28 warrior, and skillfully dispatched the approaching corrupt zombies alongside the rogue lady, who was also a level 28 rogue. Observing the skirmish unfold, Lu Fan noted each development appearing in his system window. He recognized the warrior, rogue, and knight's defense of the portal as a well-thought-out configuration and strategy, particularly suited for the uncle, considering his imminent transition to a new profession for the second time. Suddenly Kin raised her staff skyward, surrounded by a yellow aura that lifted her slightly off the ground as she intoned spells and charged her attack. With a final flourish, she unleashed her Holy Light Star Rain attack, gathering energy to shower the enemies with Starlight Rain, inflicting holy damage within range, while simultaneously healing allied targets by the amount of damage inflicted by the zombies. As multiple meteorite-like attacks streaked through the air, Sungay and the rogue lady swiftly evaded the incoming onslaught. Meanwhile, all the zombies fell victim to Kin's expansive area of effect attack, obliterating them without a trace. Grinning, Kin remarked to Lu Fan that this was her specialty. It was revealed that Kin possessed the concealed profession of Holy Light Mage, capable of seamlessly blending offensive and restorative magic. While her attack damage may not rival that of a mage, and her healing abilities may not match those of a priest, her dual capabilities proved invaluable to the team in various situations. A notification appeared, disclosing Kin's status as a white-level hidden professional, the Holy Light Mage. Even Lu Fan was taken aback by the revelation of encountering another hidden professional in such a short span of time. He praised the effectiveness of Kin's holy damage against the zombies. However, the tranquility was short-lived, as an earthquake rumbled beneath their feet, causing them to hastily regain their balance. Lu Fan deduced that the commotion had alerted some elite monsters, who were now advancing toward the group. Judging from the sound of their approaching footsteps, Lu Fan surmised that they were a considerable number. Suddenly, a blood-red hand emerged from the ground, prompting a system notification revealing them to be level 20 blood zombies. These creatures promised a bounty of 840 experience points upon defeat, along with Blood Corpse Poison Sac and 90 dragon coins. Armed with a blood-sucking bite attack that inflicted damage while healing the zombies, along with the insidious corpse poison imbued in every strike, they posed a formidable threat. Additionally, they possessed a new ability, Blood Fury, which fueled their aggression, boosting their strength and agility by 40%. Gradually emerging from the ground, these zombies were determined to eradicate the entire group of living beings before them. As Sungay observed the elite monsters closing in, he swiftly directed the rogue lady to protect Kin and Lu Fan, while instructing Gia to accompany him to prevent the horde from breaking through the front lines. Halting his ongoing skirmish, Gia promptly obeyed the leader's command, both warriors poised for heavy attacks. Sungay unleashed his full moon technique upon a blood zombie, severing its hand from its undead body, while Gia thrust his sword toward the creature's heart, aiming for lethal damage, or so they thought. To their dismay, the zombies showed no signs of damage, instead smiling wickedly as they absorbed both weapons into their bodies. Their laughter grew manic as they activated the corpse poison, infecting the group while healing themselves. Perplexed, Gia struggled to comprehend how this was possible, while Kin lamented her inability to dispel the poison without the clarity of a priest, rendering her helpless to aid anyone. Meanwhile, the zombies continued to swell in size, engulfing Gia's hand and intensifying the effects of the corpse poison with each passing moment. Desperate, Jia cried out in agony, urging the group to help him and pleading with Soon-Gae to release his weapon to avoid infection. Soon-Gae rushed to the knight's side, ordering the rogue lady to defend them from the encroaching blood zombies while he attempted to extricate Jia from the grasp of the muscular undead. However, she struggled to fend off the relentless onslaught, as the zombies sought to assimilate her into their ranks as well. Suddenly, Lu Fan's voice rang out, urging Soon-Gae and the knight to remain calm and allow the rogue lady to continue the fight. It became apparent that one of Lu Fan's eyes glowed with a crimson hue as he brandished an epic machete, ready to join the fray against the monsters. Sun-Ge urged Lu Fan to step aside from the encroaching red blood zombies, fearing he would suffer severe injury if he remained in their path. However, Lu Fan's eyes gleamed with fierce resolve as he wielded his legendary ink dragon machete, enveloped in a yellow flaming aura, and swiftly struck at the blood zombie's throat. Witnessing this astonishing display left everyone utterly astounded, with Soon-Gae particularly incredulous at Lu Fan's unexpected triumph over the zombie menace. Despite Lu Fan's attempt to return Soon-Gae's sword and encourage him to press forward with a smile, Soon-Gae remained fixated on questioning Lu Fan's inexplicable prowess as a newly transferred student. Yet, amidst their conversation, the urgent matter of Paladin Little Jia's grave injury demanded immediate attention. Qin rushed to Jia's side, urging him to hold on as he prepared to administer healing aid. Lu Fan grinned, his eyes ablaze with dragon aura, as he assured Soon-Gae that he was simply a regular level 14 student, emphasizing there was no need for falsehoods. He explained that his purpose in coming to Mount Shi Basin was solely for practice ahead of the upcoming examination. Meanwhile, Qin, in the midst of tending to Little Jia's injuries, overheard Lu Fan's words and realized they were both students in the same year. She struggled to reconcile how a level 14 student could possess greater combat prowess than Soon-Gae, who was at level 28. Suddenly, a red blood zombie lunged at Qin from behind, its ghastly grin sending shivers down her spine. Swiftly, a mysterious figure intervened, brandishing a crossbow and warning Qin to be cautious. However, to her astonishment, the newcomer outpaced her, swiftly subduing the zombie and delivering a decisive blow with his legendary machete. With the threat neutralized, Lu Fan explained that the village's zombie population would only grow stronger. He proposed to step into the front lines to fill the void, seeking their approval for this decision. As Soon-Gae contemplated the offer, the ladies recalled a rumor about a mysterious figure in Zhanghai City, wondering if it could be none other than Lu Fan himself. Qin smiled reassuringly, informing Soon-Gae that they were counting on him from this point forward. If he and the uncle took the lead, Qin assured him that she would take care of Little Jia, while the rogue lady covered their rear. She even disclosed that the secret realm's guardian should be present in the village. Upon hearing this, Lu Fan introduced himself to the group and urged them to follow swiftly, delving deeper into the realm as he took the lead. However, the mere mention of his name sent shockwaves through the group, confirming their suspicions. Lu Fan was indeed the fabled hidden-class dragon tamer who had recently awakened, a subject of much rumor and speculation. Despite Lu Fan's reveal as the legendary dragon tamer, a class regarded as the weakest, the group remained utterly perplexed by the immense power he wielded. The scene transitioned to the village's center, where Lu Fan and his companions found themselves relentlessly battling wave after wave of bloodthirsty zombies. As he fought, Lu Fan contemplated the dire situation. Qin's abilities could not cure the corpse poison ravaging Little Jia's body, and the teleportation gate, their only means of escape, would not manifest until they defeated the secret realm's formidable guardian. Urgency gripped Lu Fan as he realized they must hasten their efforts, or risk losing Little Jia to the insidious poison's spread, which could even transform her into one of the undead. However, the rogue lady couldn't help but wonder why there was no sign of the dreaded guardian, even at the heart of the village, where one would expect its presence to be most palpable. Suddenly, Little Jia's sharp eyes noticed a group of zombies, stealthily encircling Soon-Gae from behind, accompanied by an ominous rustling sound emanating from the debris at his back. Summoning every ounce of his remaining strength, bellowed a warning to his uncle before collapsing unconscious to the ground. Witnessing this, Qin raced to his side, desperately imploring him to hold on. But in that moment, a crimson beam of light pierced through the debris above the group, revealing a colossal, iron-skinned zombie with multiple heads and a single menacing red eye as its focal point. This nightmarish foe surged towards them with insane speeds, posing an immediate and terrifying threat to their very survival. We come to understand that the menacing iron-skinned zombie was a formidable level 20 monster, capable of yielding a substantial reward of 40 dragon coins and 3 in 720 experience upon its defeat. However, its true threat lay in its array of deadly abilities: a corpse poison attack, an assimilation absorption that allowed it to absorb and merge with poisoned targets, increasing its maximum HP, and a steel skin ability that caused it to enter an iron skin state, boosting its defense and endurance by a staggering 40%. The rogue lady gasped in horror, realizing that the secret realm's dreaded guardian had manifested before them. Upon witnessing the iron-skinned zombie, Lu Fan grasped the severity of little Jia's condition. Her corpse poison had worsened to such an extent that it now attracted the attention of these deadly IR skin zombies. He urgently commanded the group to swiftly defeat the zombie before it could attempt to assimilate and absorb the paladin. Spurred into action by Lu Fan's warning, Sun Ge immediately charged towards the zombie, unleashing a powerful moonlight slash. However, his attack proved futile, unable to even scratch the iron-skinned foe's impenetrable defenses. Undeterred, Lu Fan rejoined the fray, awakening his formidable dragon aura. Understanding that time was of the essence, they could not afford to allow the zombies to attack slowly, as the corpse of poison continued to spread rapidly through little Jia's body. Undaunted, Lu Fan immediately took his black machete and pierced it through the iron-skinned zombie's main red eye. However, his attack proved futile, as the creature had entered its steel skin state, increasing its defense and endurance by a staggering 40%. Lu Fan examined his ink dragon scale machete, realizing he needed 2 more swift strikes, for they had no time to spare. The zombie could attempt to absorb little Jia at any moment. Suddenly, his gaze fell upon the status window, revealing the Dragon Blood Armor skill, which could partially transform the user into a dragon. Meanwhile, the iron-skinned zombie finally charged towards the paladin, its assimilation absorption skill primed and ready to absorb the poor soul. In that crucial moment, Lu Fan commanded Qin to coordinate her holy spells with his attacks, while he began transforming his hand using the blood dragon armor. He instructed his uncle to protect little Jia with the aid of the rogue lady. As Lu Fan's transformation completed, one of his hands had morphed into a draconic appendage, ready to heed his commands. Heeding his call, Qin began chanting her holy spells, her staff raised high into the air. Together, Lu Fan and Qin charged towards the iron-skinned zombie, with Lu Fan leaping at the creature with all his might, while the Holy Light Mage unleashed her Holy Starlight Rain attack upon the undead foe, hoping to deliver a devastating blow and defeat it once and for all. Without hesitation, Lu Fan leaped into the air, poised to strike the indomitable creature mid-motion. However, to everyone's astonishment, the monstrous zombie began to disintegrate, its iron skin crumbling away piece by piece. In that moment, the rogue lady discerned that the creature's acceleration was causing its own decay. Understanding this, the uncle realized that the zombie relied on a constant fusion and absorption technique to maintain its massive form. Lu Fan quickly deduced that if the iron body wasn't the original form of the zombie, then the true body must be encased within the iron shell. Sun Ge, deeply impressed by Lu Fan's astute observation and swift action, marveled at his unique prowess, unseen even after years of serving the Qin family. As the iron skin continued to disintegrate, the original head of the zombie was revealed. Qin alerted Lu Fan, prompting him to sprint towards the exposed body once more, his hands transforming into dragon-like appendages as he surged forward with unparalleled speed. With unwavering resolve, our main character sprang into action, delivering a decisive strike to the crimson eye of the iron-skinned zombie using his dragon hand. With a firm grip on the eye, he unleashed a barrage of devastating firepower upon it. The zombie's anguished screams reverberated as flames engulfed its original form, reducing it to ashes. As the dust settled, Lu Fan landed on the ground, reverting his hand transformation and retrieving his legendary black machete. Witnessing this incredible feat, everyone stood in shocked disbelief, unable to comprehend how a newcomer could defeat the guardian of the secret realm of chance. Even Qin, usually composed, felt a hint of unease, having never seen such potent skill capable of swiftly dispatching a level 20 boss. Intrigued, she desired to uncover Lu Fan's true identity and abilities. As the smoke cleared, a silver chest emerged, containing the treasure box of the iron-skinned zombie, designated for level 20. Seeing this, Qin sighed and assured Lu Fan that her team would adhere to the agreement and distribute the rewards fairly as per the rules. She also expressed regret to Lu Fan, acknowledging that they had underestimated him and treated him disrespectfully without recognizing his true abilities. Even Sun Ge acknowledged Lu Fan's prowess, affirming his capability to navigate the secret realm alone. It seemed the group was now making amends for their earlier oversight, rather than focusing solely on Lu Fan. With a smile, Lu Fan thanked the uncle and suggested that Qin oversee the distribution of rewards to the group. Upon hearing Qin's announcement, anticipation filled the air as she proceeded to unlock the chest. However, the contents left everyone somewhat underwhelmed. Inside lay multiple bottles of strength potion, a commonplace item known to increase strength by 2 points upon consumption. Alongside these were several antidote potions of rare quality, capable of neutralizing even the most potent poisons. Despite their usefulness, the rogue lady couldn't help but express her skepticism at the seemingly modest rewards from the secret realm. Among them gleamed the morning bracelet, an item of excellent craftsmanship requiring a minimum level of 10 to wear, offering significant boosts to both strength and endurance. Even Sun Ge, usually stoic, began to question the value of the rewards, given the formidable status of the iron-skinned zombie as the realm's ultimate challenge. Amidst the deliberation, Lu Fan contemplated the deeper significance of their situation. Meanwhile, the urgency of little Jia's condition prompted the girl to implore the uncle to administer the antidote potion without delay, aiming to rid him of the lethal poison coursing through his veins. Once the rewards were distributed, Qin's smile held genuine warmth as she bestowed the morning bracelet upon Lu Fan, acknowledging his worthiness alongside the strength and antidote potions. Reflecting on this gesture, Lu Fan couldn't help but admire the disciplined ethos of the Qin family. Meanwhile, Sun Ge ensured that Jia received the necessary treatment to counteract the deadly poison afflicting him. As the equipment found its rightful owners, Qin found herself contemplating the peculiar conundrum of having defeated the boss, yet remaining unable to locate the exit portal from the secret realm of chance. As Lu Fan fastened the morning bracelet around his wrist, a foreboding sense of impending danger descended upon the group. While the rogue lady proposed a search for the elusive portal, Lu Fan's urgent command for everyone to hold their positions hinted at a deeper revelation. Consulting his system, Lu Fan noted a crucial detail. Despite triumphing over the blood zombies and iron skin zombies, they had yet to confront the true master of Morning Village. Sun Ge's inquiry into the basis of Lu Fan's theory was interrupted by Qin's revelation to the uncle. Even with her expertise as a holy light mage, she sensed a malevolent presence lurking not far from their current location. As we approached the lakeside of Morning Village, a scene of darkness and despair greeted us, with the water emitting a noxious odor. The group collectively acknowledged the gravity of the lady's warning, suggesting that something significant had occurred. Given the relatively confined dimensions of the secret realm of chance, it seemed plausible that they had overlooked a certain area upon their initial entry into Morning Village. Beneath the murky waters loomed a massive tentacled beast, its grotesque eyes and angry crimson pupils indicating its fury after the group's defeat of its minions. Lu Fan, ever vigilant to impending threats, anticipated its emergence sooner than expected. Suddenly, numerous tentacles, each adorned with eyes, burst forth from the ground, shocking everyone into maintaining a safe distance from the creature. Even the status window failed to provide any information regarding the creature's identity or level. Confirming the validity of Lu Fan's earlier assertions, Sun Ge deduced that this tentacled monstrosity must be the ultimate adversary they had been seeking. As the creature's appendages lashed out, Sun Ge attempted to shield the group with his crimson sword, only to be hurled several meters away by the sheer force of the monster's attack. Witnessing this, everyone was astonished to see their most experienced group member knocked to the ground. In a sudden turn of events, Qin felt the tentacle's gaze fixating on her from all directions, swiftly attempting to ensnare her with alarming speed. Amidst the chaos, Qin struggled to grasp the situation, unable to do anything but scream in response. However, Lu Fan swiftly intervened, darting in like a blazing turret to intercept the impending danger and snatch Qin away from the monster's grasp. Even Qin couldn't help but blush at the sight of Lu Fan's heroic deed. However, despite Lu Fan's intervention, the tentacles persisted in their assault, hurling him and Qin to the ground. Concerned group members rushed to their aid, with the rogue lady inquiring about Qin's well-being. A sudden emergence of a dark purple aura from the river water startled the rogue lady, instilling deep fear within her. As everyone turned their attention, they witnessed the monstrous entity emerging from the pond. At its center stood a woman with long hair and chained hands, glaring at the group with anger and disgust. This woman, known as the Mourning Corpse, held the status of the Secret Realm's boss, boasting formidable attributes: strength of 27, agility of 183, spirit of 150, and stamina of 266. She emitted a corpse aura, perpetually diminishing the attributes of all creatures within the Secret Realm by 20%. Additionally, she wielded a chain whip capable of inflicting substantial damage upon reaching its target. Furthermore, her resentment explosion ability could detonate accumulated resentment, repelling approaching enemies and inflicting corpse poison. The grieving woman, her hands shackled by chains, now stood supported by a tentacle, eyeing Tsunge and the others. The rogue lady was taken aback upon realizing the true identity of the Secret Realm's boss. With little Jia now conscious, he expressed a desire to confront the boss, but Sanj urged him to refrain, assuring protection until he fully recovered. Despite Jia's persistence, he advised him against overexertion given his current state of recuperation. Unnoticed by the uncle, the boss lady's tentacles poised to strike from above. Suddenly alert, the uncle managed to block the impending attack with his sword, prompting Lu Fan to charge at the real monster with his legendary machete. Recognizing the precarious situation faced by the uncle and Jia, Lu Fan understood that victory depended on his efforts alone. He realized that defeating the boss relied on targeting its original controlling form. However, upon his approach, the lady contorted her face grotesquely, unleashing a shrill scream directed at Lu Fan. The creature triggered the corpse chi envelopment, releasing a continuous stream of corpse chi that diminished the attributes of all beings within the Secret Realm by 20%. This attack affected everyone, including Lu Fan, yet he somehow persevered, pressing forward despite the adverse effects. Despite facing ferocious attacks from the tentacles, Lu Fan managed to reach one and proceeded to ascend the chain binding the lady, aiming to reach her main body swiftly. Even the main body was taken aback by Lu Fan's audacity, while Qin swiftly cautioned him to beware of the iron shackles wielded by the lady. The main body swiftly unleashed its chain lash attack, whipping the chains from the sunken lake towards its targets, inflicting substantial damage. Following this assault, Lu Fan struggled to maintain his balance on the chain, clutching onto his machete as he began to slip. Enraged, the main boss of the Secret Realm glared at the group with disgust and fury, intensifying its chain lash attacks with the intent to eliminate them all. Sun Ji promptly intercepted the chains, cautioning Qin to be vigilant in battling the secret boss. Despite their efforts, the rogue lady and little Jia defended against the onslaught. Yet the paladin's shield shattered from a single impact of the secret boss. Meanwhile, Lu Fan persisted in his offensive, endeavoring to reach the main body. However, he soon noticed a tentacle sweeping through the air toward Tsunge and the group. The monster warned Lu Fan that resistance would result in the group's demise, yet he persisted, urging the monster to step aside and allow their escape from the dungeon. Employing his Dragon Strike attack once more, Lu Fan channeled dragon energy through his weapon, delivering a formidable blow to the enemy. The lady bound by chains endured injuries, launching desperate chain lash attacks, relentlessly assaulting both the group and Lu Fan. In response, Lu Fan activated the Dragon Blood transformation, morphing his hand into a draconic glow, enabling him to shatter the chains ensnaring him and the entire hunter group. Following this decisive move, Lu Fan landed on the ground, having freed himself and his companions from the lady's restraining chains. Recognizing the formidable threat posed by the boss, Sun Ge advised Lu Fan to retreat and formulate a strategy before engaging further. Qin shared Sun Ge's concerns, acknowledging the group's vulnerability and emphasizing the imminent danger they faced within the secret realm. Despite the looming threat, Lu Fan remained resolute, urging the group to retreat to the village, where the zombies had already been eradicated. He entrusted the uncle and the rogue lady with ensuring the safety of the other two group members. Moved by Lu Fan's unwavering determination, Qin voiced her deep concern, questioning his choice to remain in close proximity to the formidable boss lady. In response, Lu Fan gestured for the group to leave, assuring Qin that he would confront the boss regardless of the obstacles. Urging them to retreat swiftly, he emphasized the importance of their safety. Even the rogue lady, impressed by Lu Fan's resolve, advocated for their departure and implored Qin to join them. She lamented their inability to assist Lu Fan and acknowledged his solitary struggle against the monstrous foe. Meanwhile, Lu Fan raised his hand, enveloping the battlefield in a fiery aura as he summoned forth the portal. He recognized that even without the 20% attribute reduction inflicted upon the group by the grieving lady, their combined efforts would likely be insufficient to aid him effectively. So instead of making them struggle, our boy wanted to have someone who can really cooperate with him and can really deal with the real boss of the secret realm. The lady boss was still angry at Lu Fan and was looking at him with a killing intent, but even the creature was not able to comprehend what was happening. Suddenly, Lu Fan told someone to come out of the portal and join our boy for some fun. Hearing that, the black legendary dragon came out of the portal and immediately grabbed the tentacles of the secret boss with her jaws. The sudden revelation of Lan's secret left everyone utterly astonished. It was beyond belief to witness the presence of a mighty dragon within the secret realm. Notably, the dragon appeared even larger than when Lu Fan first acquired it. With sharp claws and immense strength, the legendary creature effortlessly intercepted each tentacle that threatened Lan, its master. Meanwhile, the group remained in a state of shock as they witnessed Lu Fan's mysterious summoning of the colossal dragon, contrary to the plan of concealing its existence from the hunting party. Yet, it became evident that summoning the dragon was the only viable strategy to defeat the secret boss, as it obediently followed every command of its master. Without hesitation, the dragon unleashed a devastating assault, charging at incredible speed to deliver a series of biting attacks that inflicted continuous bleeding damage upon the target. In the process, the dragon shattered multiple tentacles protruding from the main body, causing the zombie lady to scream in agony and lash out in desperation. Undeterred, the dragon pressed on, delivering a final blow to the secret boss, shattering all remaining restraints and forcing her to retreat into the depths of the water once more. And thus, the secret boss of the realm of chance met its ultimate defeat. Sun Ge found himself unable to comprehend how Lu Fan managed to vanquish the colossal adversary with just 2 strikes, a notion that sent shivers down his spine. Even young Jia struggled to believe his own eyes as he witnessed the awe-inspiring power of the dragon firsthand. The group, initially convinced that encountering the dragon spelled certain doom, found themselves both shaken and terrified, yet oddly amused by the unexpected turn of events. Amidst the chaos, Qin came to realize that the individual rumored to possess extraordinary abilities, known as Zhonghai Siddham, was none other than the seemingly inconsequential Dragon Tamer Lan. Lu Fan, meanwhile, expressed his appreciation to the dragon, patting her gently for the exceptional job she had done in the battle. We delve into a flashback, traversing 300 years back, where a girl enters the world and grows up under the guardianship of the church, shielded from external threats. Life unfolds harmoniously, with everyone content and serene, until an outbreak of plague disrupts this tranquility. The epidemic escalates rapidly, leading to a grim scenario where bodies accumulate near the lake, and fatalities mount before they can be laid to rest. The girl, consumed by an earnest desire to aid the afflicted, undergoes rigorous training. However, despite her efforts, she inadvertently embraces dark magic, transforming into a witch. Regrettably, her newfound abilities only allow her to summon spirits for the living to bid farewell to the departed, rather than healing the ailing. The church, once her sanctuary, condemns her practices, attributing the calamity to her actions. Consequently, they mobilize their followers to apprehend her, convinced she is the cause of the plague. Betrayed by those she once trusted, the girl finds herself shackled by iron chains as confusion clouds her mind. Meanwhile, misled by rumors, the villagers perceive her as a threat to their safety. In truth, the Dark Witch's intentions were noble. She sought to save lives and provide solace to the grieving. Nevertheless, her pleas fall on deaf ears as she is cast into the depths of the lake, sentenced to perish. Even in her final moments, she yearns for the chance to bid farewell, mirroring the compassion she extended to others. Despite her innocence, she meets a tragic end. Shifting scenes reveal Lu Fan, engrossed in taming the fabled black dragon, a sight that astonishes Qin and the group, witnessing firsthand his extraordinary ability to summon such a majestic creature. Sun Ge inquired about the possibility of departing the clandestine realm of chance immediately. However, Lu Fan countered, reasoning that if the portal had yet to materialize, the boss remained alive. Perhaps it was premature to consider leaving. Suddenly, bubbles surfaced along the lakeside, accompanied by a chilling voice questioning the group's actions. Without warning, a massive surge of water targeted Lu Fan, heralding the return of the lady monster. She appeared tormented, haunted by the misdeeds of villagers from 3 centuries past. The group readied themselves for battle once more, with Lu Fan and the dragon poised at the forefront, prepared to vanquish the monstrous foe. Yet, the monster had grown even more formidable, entering Phase 2 as the Morning Grudge Lady, now a level 25 boss of formidable difficulty. Her strength surged to 386, agility to 249, spirit to 435, and endurance to 399. Despite retaining her previous attacks, including the dreaded Lamentation Impact capable of inducing instant death, she now possessed additional abilities. These included Deepwater Prison, which ensnared targets within a watery trap, and the Body of Resentment, impervious to physical harm. Furthermore, her Will of Resentment roused zombies within the secret realm. The rogue lady stood astonished, witnessing a boss capable of transitioning phases, while the lady monster taunted the group, daring them to entertain thoughts of escape. She launched a barrage of water-slimy balls, each possessing the ability to ensnare their target. However, both the dragon and Lu Fan remained unaffected due to their lineage tracing back to the black dragon, which conferred upon them a 50% reduction in damage received and immunity to debuffs. The rogue lady unfortunately fell victim to the restraint attack, leaving her trapped as attempts to break free proved futile against the impervious cage. The lady apologized to Qin, believing their situation to be hopeless. Yet, Qin countered, asserting that the responsibility lay with her for insisting on entering the secret realm, which resulted in their entrapment. Lu Fan, standing steadfastly behind her, encouraged her not to succumb to despair after coming so far. Qin noted her capability for magical attacks, albeit lacking the potency to significantly harm the boss. Sun Ge acknowledged the boss's immunity to physical damage, leaving them defenseless. However, he pondered whether Lu Fan possessed any magical abilities. Meanwhile, the monster lady unleashed Lamentation Impact, boasting immunity to instant death, corpse poison, bleeding, and stun effects. Yet Lu Fan remained unfazed, shielded by the formidable black dragon bloodline, which rendered him immune to all debuffs, demonstrating its overwhelming power. The fabled dragon let out a mighty roar at the menacing creature, while Lu Fan calmly pointed out to everyone that although he himself couldn't wield magical spells, his dragon companion certainly could. This revelation left the rogue lady astonished, struggling to grasp how such a vast gap in power could be bridged, even with Lu Fan being a dragon tamer. Meanwhile, the monster lady was haunted by memories of the villagers' cruelty towards her, screaming at the group to absolve herself of any wrongdoing. In response, Lu Fan conjured a massive ball of flames, emphasizing to the rogue lady that comparing the attributes of dragons to those of humans was futile. Despite the boss lady's readiness to strike once more with her devastating Lamentation Impact, the legendary Black Dragon Z tapped into her innate power, vastly enhancing her strength, agility, spirit, and endurance. Lu Fan commanded his dragon companion to assail the boss lady, augmenting its attack with dragon inspiration, which bolstered all attributes and attack potency. Bathed in golden yellow flames, Lu Fan directed the black dragon to unleash its scorching lava blaze attack, continuously spewing forth flames that inflicted damage while simultaneously healing both the dragon and its tamer. In a matter of moments, the monster lady was reduced to ashes, leaving no trace behind in the lakeside mourning village. Little Gia looked on in awe as the once formidable foe was vanquished, and even the rogue lady could feel the searing intensity of the dragon's assault, despite being encased in a cage of ice-cold water. Sunge, overwhelmed by the unfolding calamity, could only watch in stunned silence, knowing that what had transpired was nothing short of a catastrophe. The boss lady's body began to disintegrate under the weight of the relentless damage inflicted upon her. Following her defeat, a purple portal began to materialize in the same location. However, the monster lady wasn't ready to concede defeat easily. Prior to her demise, she unleashed the will of resentment, stirring all the zombies in the secret realm from their slumber. Eventually, she vanished into thin air, leaving behind a treasure chest near the portal. Both Lu Fan and the legendary Dragon Z experienced a surge in power, prompting the master to commend his pet for a job well done. The group rejoiced at the sight of the portal, finally seeing a means of escape from their predicament. However, they were perplexed by the sudden appearance of purple smoke, unaware of the boss lady's final gambit. Their confusion was short-lived as they turned around to find the zombies they had previously dispatched now resurrected. Before the group could react, the dragon swiftly flew towards the zombies, incinerating each one with remarkable speed. Kin, who had yet to witness the dragon in her human form, was astonished by the revelation. She was taken aback upon realizing that the girl was none other than the legendary Black Dragon. Even the zombies that had recently posed a significant challenge to the group were no match for this legendary creature. Lu Fan introduced Kin to his pet, explaining that she was the legendary Black Dragon Z, who effortlessly dealt with insignificant minions like toys. He reassured Kin that with the boss of the secret realm defeated, there was no need for tension. Lu Fan suggested they distribute the rewards and prepare to depart from the realm. With a smile, he informed Kin that, according to their agreed-upon rules, he would have the first choice from the treasure chest. Kin had no objections to this arrangement. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And you can also join the channel to support me directly. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.